this nougat candy. I have a double boiler, which is a pan with boiling water and a metal pot on top. And I'm showing you guys how to do this so that if you do not have a microwave, you can make this at home, or don't want to make a microwave. So I think it's hilarious because, oh lovely. So I think it's hilarious because last time I made this, a piece of red dot candy got in there and everybody thought it was my butter wrapper. And they were totally flipping out thinking it was a butter wrapper in there. It was just a tiny piece of dot. All right, so I've got my metal bowl with my butter and now my marshmallows. I'm going to let my marshmallows melt here. Now your bowl will be hot. I have my water on medium heat. Now you can do this in the microwave like I've showed in my other videos, but this is slower melting so that your white chocolate doesn't get as hot and melts more evenly. So you can do it either way you want, okay? Now I'm just doing regular store brand chocolate white chocolate chips. And I don't know guys, should I test white chocolates to see which one works best for this recipe? I don't know. What do you think, dear? Should I do that? I think that would be pretty cool to see which one everybody likes better.
Might be interesting.
Okay.
I'm just curious to see what other candies you're going to come up with.
All right, so I'm putting in my white chocolate chips. Oops. They got too close to the heat, so they melted in the bag.
Whoops.
See, guys, this is a Tara moment. This is why everybody loves me, right?
Yep, that is why. Everybody except that one dumb troll out there. You know who you are.
Yeah, but I won't know who they are because I blocked them.
What?
I know. It is amazing the things that I do wrong in my cookie. Or the funniest one was everyone was horrified that I licked so everybody was horrified that I licked the chocolate off my fingers. His face is still cute, huh? We won't get him on camera, but he's sitting right over there. Okay, my chocolate has cooled to room temperature. If you don't, so what I did was I licked the chocolate off my fingers, then I went and touched the spoon and did a stir, and then I went and washed my hands. But nobody saw that, of course. I mean, do you guys want me to leave washing my hands in? I'll leave washing my hands in if you want me to.
Most people just get bored with washing hands.
So no, guys, I don't go around touching food or preparing food without unwashed hands. Oh my goodness.
Well, if you did, your family wouldn't mind.
You would be okay with it, huh? Okay.
Yeah, it's not like she's working for a candy restaurant.
Well,
Candy restaurant.
Even, and I'm particularly careful, like if I know I'm going to be giving candy to, or you know, whatever, to other people than us, I'm particularly careful I'm particularly careful to make sure that I have clean hands. So I get that. I get it. Okay, now your bowl is really hot, guys, so. Now I have an electric stove, so I turned my heat off while I finish waiting for this to melt down. Guys, it is our Black Friday sale right now. You can get all of our cookbooks and our price book for 40% off right now for our Black Friday sale. The link is in the description below if you want easy recipes to get you in and out of the kitchen quick that your family will love with inexpensive ingredients that everybody has on hand. Go check out our cookbooks. This is only one of 2 sales where this is the lowest price of the year. Go check it out in the description below, livingonadime.com. For this one, because I know a lot of people can't find Dots candies. This one we're using Lifesavers candies. So this is the 14-ounce bag right there.
Ooh, so you can say it's life-saving candy.
Oh!
Oh, yum,
Listen
those
to
are
you.
good.
Look at, here's three deformed. There's 3 deformed ones, dear. I think you need to eat those. We cannot have deformed candies in our...
Ooh, no.
Okay, so while that is melting, I cut a little slit there, just was making sure. I am going to cut my parchment paper here.
Well, you find a new way to do it.
Voila.
Oh, no. Wait a minute. Whoa.
I was wondering if you'd noticed
just
my
noticed.
inner elf coming out.
I just noticed.
Is that my inner elf or is that my Mrs. Claus coming out?
You
Which
see 'em
is
from
it?
the front? Oh, fluffy elf slippers. It's your Mrs. Claus.
$3 from the thrift store.
Wow.
That's my thrift store deal for the week.
That's awesome.
This is where Christmas and fall are colliding. Boom! Because we have to get Christmas videos done, but it's still fall. What do we do?
Oh.
What do we do? This is a quandary.
It seems like a decorative clash of some sort.
It is.
Oh well, we live in Wyoming. We're entitled to that. We're not entitled. We're entitled to that.
That's funny. So this is much quicker in the microwave, which is why most people make it in the microwave.
And this one you could do in the microwave. You're just doing it this way to show people what a double boiler is.
And to show if you don't have a microwave or your microwave is dead, like we had that unfortunate situation last year. 3 times did our microwave die.
Yeah, we didn't think we could have gone over and asked the neighbors. Excuse me, can we come in your house again? I know we were just here a few minutes ago, but now we gotta nuke the green beans. You want a couple?
All right, now we got that melted. I'm going to add a touch of vanilla. Oh, that looks delicious. Okay,
Ooh, it's nice.
Now. Now I've noticed in my last 2 videos, the candies that I put on top don't stick very well. I mean, about 3/4 of them stick, but not all of them. So I'm going to not put any on top this time. And we'll just see what it looks like.
And that smells really good.
Okay. Okay. Here we go. Oh. It is very sticky. Did I mention it's very sticky?
Yeah, it looks like almost taffy consistency.
It is. Interesting. So the Lifesavers are kind of shedding some of their coloring.
Coloring's coming off of them?
Okay. All right, just because I don't feel like digging candy out of my fingers. You can use butter too if you want.
Is it going to stick to the metal on the side where the paper isn't?
No, because I'm not going to push it that close. Okay, this Brock's Candy Copycat. Everybody remember the rocks candy at the Sears store? I remember going to the Sears store. I love the candy counter at the Sears store. We never got any, but it was cool. Did you ever get any candy from the Sears candy store?
Mostly
you remember
not.
it?
I got those sesame sticks a couple times when I was a kid. I don't remember the candy at all. Are the Brocs, are those rectangle ones, like the same ones that you get at Christmas?
Yeah, they were like a square though.
Oh, I love those.
Okay, now we're gonna let this cool. Look, it looks like all the greens got on that side. We're gonna let this cool, and then we are going to cut it into pieces. This is so darn tootin' good, it's not even funny.
It's not even done yet. It's darn tootin' good.
Yum. And double.
Wow, the lifesavers look like a bunch of life rings. What do you call those? Life preservers. Floating on the white water, on the white sea.
You were right, it's stuck to the sides.
Although the color of it almost reminds me of like white cheese, mozzarella cheese or something. No. Wow. Ooh, it's like a leather. Maybe the pizza cutter would work better.
Actually, this works pretty well compared to the knife. The knife was sticking a little bit.
Seems like you're having trouble getting through the lifesavers.
Yeah. Not too bad though, actually. Yum. Oh my goodness. Look at that.
Looks really good. So we're gonna have to decide. We should keep some of each so we could say whether we thought it was better with dots or lifesaver, gummy lifesavers, or gummy Skittles.
Or Skittles.
Or was there something else we used too?
We are also using raspberries and
Actual raspberries or raspberry candy?
raspberry candy and gummy bears. Did you say gummy bears?
I did not.
And gummy bears.
Have we made it with the gummy bears yet?
Yes. Okay, here we go. Which side do I take a bite of? Really good. Okay, this is why I like doing Christmas candies instead of Christmas cookies. Because there are very, very few Christmas cookies that actually taste good. There's only two that I know of, and one is Mom's Gingerbread Man. Christmas candies, you almost win every time. These are really good. You want to try, dear?
Sure. Oh no, am I gonna take a bite out of a piece of candy that somebody else has already bitten off of? Well, I guess if I kiss her, I could probably bite off the candy. Oh, thank you.
That is really good.
This is really good. Man, girl, you've upped your game.
I have. I would say that's a 10 out of 10.
That is a 10 out of 10. Well, and it's funny because the first thing I noticed before the taste was the texture, because I like gummy things, and even the whatever the white stuff is on it, the nougat, is that what it is? Mm-hmm. It's kind of gummy like the gummy candy, except it has a totally different flavor. So together, they're really an amazing flavor.
All right, we are making truffles. Now, if you have our Dining on a Dime Cookbook Volume 1, this recipe is in there, and I'm making this slightly different than how I made it 25 years ago, okay? So I've got my 1/4 cup of whipping cream. Now, the recipe in the cookbook says to put all this on the stove and melt it, but I don't. I just do it in the microwave now. All right, look here. Butter, 1 to 8 tablespoons. These are tablespoon increments. We need 2 tablespoons of butter. Okay, right there. Put that in. And my sugar. Right there. All right, and then you need 6 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate. Now, I love these mini semi-sweet chocolates, and chocolate chips, and what I do is just take the bag, because it's 12 ounces, and just pour half of it in there. And now we're going to microwave this until it all melts. Okay, now I have a microwave that is a lower wattage, so it doesn't cook as fast, but every few seconds, this one I did about 45 seconds, but every few seconds, just come in and stir it so that your chocolate doesn't burn. Okay, you want it when it's really smooth, and see how it's just a little bit chunky? We want to keep stirring, and if you need to heat it up just a little bit more until it's really smooth. All right, I think we're going to get there. Okay, now I can feel my measuring cup is pretty warm, so I'm just going to stir it for just a couple of minutes here. Now, while I'm stirring this, guys, this recipe is in our Dining on a Dime, Volume 1, page 328. Now, if you want, you can add your liqueurs, flavorings, whatever you want to put in there. You can do orange, mint, raspberry, coffee, Kahlua rum, brandy, any of those things. There, look how nice and smooth that is. Okay, so now we're going to pour this in our container. You can pour it on plastic wrap if you'd prefer. And refrigerate this until it is firm. Now, oops, there's a little piece of chocolate right there. Now, I normally add homemade vanilla. Today I didn't because I just wanted to show you the plain version. Another tip real quick is if you have bunnies left over from Easter, or like me, you find them on clearance. I think this one was 25 or 50 cents for a pound of chocolate. You can use these chocolates to make this, and it's a really good way to do that. Okay, we're going to refrigerate this for an hour and let it set up, and then we're going to come back and roll it. So I was testing to see how firm my truffle mix is. It could probably get a little firmer, but I have some cocoa here. Okay, get all the little lumps. Now, just take a little teaspoon, clean hands, roll it into a ball, put it into the cocoa. And there you go. Now, if you want, you could use a little scoop like this. Scoop it. And then you'll have exact portions. Oops, I forgot to roll it. Roll it into a ball. Happy Valentine's Day. What do you think? Is that love? I am making a nougat candy. And I think this time I'm just going to cut my parchment to fit my white chocolate chips, and I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of butter, and we're going to microwave this in 30-second increments until it gets melted. Make sure you stir in between each time so that your chocolate doesn't get too hot. Get in there. Now, white chocolate will seize on you, so you don't want to overcook it. See how it's getting kind of thick there. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and add my marshmallow cream. Oh my goodness, give me a thumbs up if you guys love marshmallow cream. It's like one of the best food inventions ever. 100 years old, so delicious. Also, it's dairy-free for those of you wondering. All right, then you're going to want 2/3 of a cup of whatever type of whatever types of fruits and nuts you want. So I'm doing almonds, cranberries, and pistachios, or that traditional Christmas nougat. Oh my goodness, yum. Doesn't that look delicious? Okay, now we're gonna get this all mixed up. And you will start to notice that it starts getting firm. Just don't give up. Keep mixing. Just keep mixing away. Just keep mixing, just keep mixing, just keep mixing. Just think of Dory making candy. Just envision if you were Dory making candy. Okay, make sure you get down to the bottom so it gets all mixed in. See that? Oh, yum, yum, double yum. White chocolate does not melt and isn't as easy to work with as regular chocolate. But man, it is so yummy. Spray our fingers so it doesn't stick to our fingers. Too bad. I mean, it's still gonna stick, just not as bad as, it could without it. Evenly put into our 8x8 inch pan. Edges even. Okay, and then we're just going to let this cool at room temperature until it's firmed up. And then we will cut it. You can put this in the refrigerator if you want. I just don't have room in my fridge right now. Okay, oops. Well, I guess you just gotta get all the sides there. Okay, so here's what happens when you don't get some of the white chocolate mixed in, but that won't hurt anything. Ooh, wow, it smells really good.
kind of stuff is in it?
Pistachios, almonds, and cranberries.
Candy chopper.
Well, actually, I probably should have. Ooh. Well, that looks good. Do you like pistachios? You don't like pistachios, do you?
I think I do.
You do?
I didn't think I did, but no, I think I do.
Do you want to test it and see, or do you want me to test it? Want me to test it? Oh. Okay, that is really good. Oh, wow. Oh my goodness, my mouth is singing with flavors. Okay, that's really good. You want to try it?
Yeah.
Man.
Keep in mind, folks, we don't know if Mike likes pistachios or not.
But I love white chocolate, so that's why. Wow. Okay, this is one of my new favorite ones. This is moving to the top of the list.
This is really good.
What does Jack think?
Pretty good.
Is your tongue singing with delight? All right, this one's definitely a keeper.
Yes, it's really good. And you know what? The one with the dots is pretty fun too. But this must be the high dollar one for a good price, because if you had to pay for something with these ingredients, they would charge you a whole lot more. Yeah.
So the amount of ingredients for this was for about $5 or $6. And if I were to buy this amount of fudge at the store, it would have been at least $15 to $20. All right, in this pan I have 1 cup of sugar. I am making honeycomb candy, or sponge candy, as it's called in our Dining on a Dime Volume 1. Now, here's a little trick for your corn syrups. Take your cooking spray, lightly spray your cup, and your corn syrup will slide right out. Now, you can set your corn syrup in some warm water before you start this, and then it'll come out quicker too, if you want, but you don't want to waste it. Okay, I'm not going to sit here and wait for all this. I'll just finish emptying it later. And
me? Don't break a nail.
I know, I was going to say, if I break a nail before I get the videos done. Okay, there we go. Cup of corn syrup.
Got the consistency of cowboy coffee.
Yep. See? Got majority of it out. Okay, so now we're going to bring this to a boil on medium heat. Let it all get dissolved until the sugar is melted.
We look for things.
You do look.
Things that make us go.
Okay, now, if you're one of those frugal people who needs a laxative like me, and you just can't let that last little bit go to waste, that's how I do it.
And you should send yourself that link.
Send myself that link.
Yes.
Okay, now you want to stir it until your sugar gets dissolved. Then after your sugar gets dissolved, you are not going to stir it until it comes to 300 degrees. Now, if you don't like dark corn syrup, you can use light corn syrup also. All right, now it's pretty much dissolved. Put your dirty utensils in your dirty measuring cups, and then you don't dirty your stove. Okay. Oh yeah. See it dripping out there? All that yummy, luscious goodness coming out.
Oh, there's quite a bit left in the bottle. Look at it, there's up there, and then you can see.
Yeah, there's probably a good quarter cup left in there. Okay, now you're gonna wanna make sure your heat is on medium heat. Don't do high, because then you'll ruin it. Okay, now we're waiting for this to come to 300 degrees. We're going to get our vinegar and our baking soda out. All right, so my baking soda is here. Get that all off. Now, just here's another little tip. I always buy my vinegar in these big ones, but I got one little one just so that it's easier to handle. Thank you, my dishwasher man, for the free, or for the clean dishes.
You're welcome.
Okay, let's see. We are at 234. Also, while you're waiting, take your 9x13 pan. Now you can grease it with butter. That's perfectly fine. I just happened to get this one at a garage sale. It was a restaurant going out of business for $1. That's a darn tootin' good deal. So I'm just using this one up before it expires. Okay, we are at, oh my goodness, it keeps going. Between, I think we are at 300. Yep, okay, we're there. So now we're going to add our vinegar. Oops, that was dumb. I should have put my baking soda in first so it doesn't stick to my thing there, but that's fine. Okay. Now don't freak out. It's just the reaction. Oh, that smells so good. Turn off your heat and pull your candy off your heat so it doesn't burn. We're gonna get it stirred in. Oh, yum. Oh, yum, oh, yum.
You have to move quick so it doesn't stick to the pan?
Yep. Okay, now going to take, make sure all your baking soda, make sure there's no lumps, everything's mixed in really, really well. Okay, now we have our very well greased pan. Is it greased very, very well? I hope it's greased very, very well. Okay, now I'm second guessing myself. Now you can use parchment paper if you want, but I'm showing you guys how to do it if, okay, you're gonna have to move this. I know it's whatever, but I can get it in. Oh, yeah. Now it will set up quickly, so do not do this when the kids are around waiting to need attention or screaming or whatever. And this is lava hot, so don't get it on yourself because you will regret it. Just keep moving it around until it gets where it needs to go. somewhere about there. Now, if you want, you can scrape it off if it'll come off. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, because it starts getting hardened already. But just scrape that piece out. Okay, now we are going to let this cool. It is cold here in Wyoming, so when I run out of refrigerator and freezer space, guess what I do? I set it outside or in the garage. Let's see, where's some place where it's clean and there's no water. Now we're gonna let that cool. Then we're gonna come back and crack it into pieces. All right, here's my sponge candy. Now, see how it cracked? That's actually what you want. And then you just crack it into pieces like this. Basically, it's like peanut brittle is what it is. I love peanut brittle. You can just all of my violent frustrations coming out. Okay, now I have this chocolate left over from another candy recipe. You can, if you want, dip them in chocolate. And that's how some people will do it. I prefer mine without chocolate, but I'll show you what they look like. Now I only do half so that you can see the contrast between the two. Just like that. Then you can just let these harden up in the freezer or back outside again. Now this is a great candy, so that you see this little last bit of chocolate. Then you can just drizzle it on there if you want. It'll be fine. Then you can get that last little, every little morsel, no pun intended, my chocolate morsels, you get it?
That's pretty brilliant, wasn't it?
And my last little morsels, okay? Now, these are the ones that are gonna be chocolate, and then we're gonna set these on a plate for regular. And then we have our sponge or honeycomb candy. And let me tell you, I can't resist. Oh, that is so delicious. Now the dark corn syrup gives it a brown sugar taste. If you like a more peanut brittle taste, use white corn syrup. Can they see the beautiful fall colors after our snow yesterday? Well, the snow's gone because it melted, but we had snow and rain yesterday. A little bit. And look what I found yesterday, the coveted Dollar General Santa picture. I found one at our Dollar General that's well, it's 30 minutes away from here, half an hour away from here. Happened to be going by there and I thought, let's stop and see. Isn't that cute? Oh, yes. I'm so excited. Over here. All right, so you can see I got that last quarter cup out of my corn syrup. So do not waste not, want not. Right, dear?
Right.
Okay.
Now, can you explain to people what that means?
That means if you don't waste things, then you won't run out of money to buy food later.
So you won't have to want things you can't afford.
Exactly.
Nice.
It's called being frugal.